Hello, this is Will from Creeper, and you're watching AMBY.
Hey everyone, it's Alicia from AMBY, and I would like to welcome you to our interview with Will from Creeper. Hello.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. How are you?
I'm awesome. I should say thank you so much for joining me today.
Not at all. Thanks for having me.
It's my pleasure. So you've kicked off this North American tour here in Toronto tonight. Enjoying your time so far?
Oh my goodness, it's been so much fun. It's probably the biggest, highest profile tour we've done over here so far. So it's been really, really cool. Every day it's been like a new experience as well. We had a lot to overcome. The van broke down a few times, and we got pulled over by the cops twice.
Twice?
Yeah, I know.
For being pulled over by the cops, you said it's almost like touring in this party bus full of weapons might be attracting attention.
Yeah.
You think that's why you're being pulled over?
Yeah, I think so. We've ended up with all these weapons on this tour. I don't quite know how it's happened, but we have like a nightstick and some knives, and we have a bunch of things in the van, which were most of them were there when we got the van, but they've been really, really fun. But getting through the border today, we had to leave them all in a hotel room. So they're in a hotel just the other side of the border.
I genuinely thought that was a joke.
No, it's real. Yeah.
Well, something else you tweeted right after the cops one, you said, thank you so much to everyone who's bought merch on the U.S. tour. You wouldn't believe the crazy stuff that's happened to us if we told you. So what's been some of that crazy stuff?
That's a good question. So the first couple of days, the van broke down because we're touring in a party bus. That is, you know what a party bus is? It's like where you get drunk or whatever and drive around. And so we're touring in one of those for some reason. And because this is not where we're from, so none of this stuff is ours. And that broke it down. And the first day, the battery went out. And because it's not supposed to do that many miles, so we had 5 hours off, and we missed a show in Seattle because of it. It was a complete nightmare. But then it got back together, and we were driving down some weird kind of in the middle of nowhere, like a farming field, I guess. And then we had to try and turn the van around, and the trailer got stuck, so we were stranded in the middle of nowhere. We couldn't get out anywhere. But then a guy in a tractor turned up randomly.
Really?
And this really nice Mexican man turned up and attached us to his tractor and saved us and saved the day. So it was really, really nice.
That's
it was really
quite
cool.
the story.
Yeah, just loads of things like that. Like the police, obviously, a lot of police activity on this tour. Yeah, all sorts of things.
Well, it's a very exciting time for you guys because Eternity in Your Arms is soon coming out, debut record. We were briefly chatting about this beforehand and just the excitement that comes with this release. How are you feeling right now that it's only a couple weeks away?
I feel kind of a mixture of like excitement and nervous, I guess. I think when you've been working on something that's so close to you, like showing it to other people is always a really daunting thing. And this is a body of work that's taken us a long time to put together, and it's kind of we've had a lot of smoke burn up our ass back home from the EPs and the back of the EPs that you're always conscious of, but we try not to write with that in mind. But it's certainly like worrying how excited everyone else is as well. We hope it lives up to what people want it to be, I guess.
Well, the release prior to it coming out, you did something really cool. Even before announcing the album was about to come out, you did this whole thing where your social media accounts went undone, people were disappearing. So I'm very glad that you're all right.
Just about.
Why did you decide to start things off with such a bang? It was such a unique idea.
I think a lot of that comes, a lot of what Creeper's about is kind of reacting to what other people are doing. And we noticed that social media was becoming really exhausting with other bands, and like constant updates from bands in the studio. We never take any pictures of ourselves in the studio on purpose because I feel like it ruins the romantic feeling you have when you listen to a record to know how it was made inside out. And just oversharing in general from bands, I felt like making a lot of noise like that didn't seem to have any impact. So I thought a better way of doing that was to make as little noise as possible and to get more attention. So kind of making more noise by making no noise. Okay.
Well, for me, I'm really loving Black Rain, taken from the release. The
Thanks.
energy on that track is absolutely immense. I don't know how you guys channel it. So when you're about to record a song or play live, is there something you do to get riled up?
Well, live we're often in character anyway because it's kind of like it's a very theatrical show we do. But as far as recording goes, we've always used the same person to record with for every record. We've been recording with him since we were 16 in little punk and hardcore bands when we were growing up. And what happened was when we got signed to Roadrunner, one of the things we said from the offset was that we wanted to use him for the first string of records, which was kind of difficult at first because I think that there's set people that you go to normally once you get signed. But they were completely cool with it because his work was so good.
Awesome.
And so, luckily he kind of really channeled that out of us, and we've always had a really good, comfortable relationship with him. I think that's kind of a key to it.
A line that really stood out to me was hiding the evidence of dying youth under cigarettes and stale perfume from hiding with boys. I love that lyric. Like, I'm such a lyrics
Thanks.
person. It really stood out to me. What event inspired that?
So the original lyric there was there was a line when we were kind of doing the scratch vocal. There was a line about smoking cigarettes and sniffing glue, but because I thought it sounded like the Ramones, so I was like, because we were writing from the point of view, we were writing at a time from the point of view, their songs from the point of view of the Callous Heart, which is our Lost Boys kind of theme, I guess. And sniffing glue seemed like a really cool line because it was really old-fashioned, and a lot of the guys in the US really understood it. They were like, "Oh my God, it's like the Ramones," you know. But in the UK, trying to get something on radio with that lyric was really difficult. So I had to rethink my strategy a little bit, and smoking cigarettes under cigarettes and stale perfume absolutely summarises the whole record. Like, that's exactly what I've just been talking about before. Hiding the evidence of dying youth under cigarettes and stale perfume is exactly what we're doing all the time. That's the kind of, I feel like if there's one lyric that kind of sums up the album, that's probably that one. So.
How did the cinematic influences come into play? Because there you mentioned Lost Boys, you mentioned Peter Pan before.
Yeah, well, me and Ian were film students growing up, so I always feel like we were more film people than we are musicians, I guess. Like, and like ideas, I guess, ideas men, kind of glorified ideas men, really, than musicians. When the great thing about doing Creeper is that we've managed to pull all the different influences in all different multimedia into one project.
You can merge the two.
Yeah, so when we were doing the website stuff, it was really influenced by a lot of different PR for the Blair Witch Project was a really a big reference point for us, and also so for the films and for the music videos, like Blade Runner was a really important film for us, the neo-noir of that, and we shot all our films in the same manner. We shot overnight, did these night shoots. It was awful, and like the recent video had a Baz Luhrmann's Romeo and Juliet reference. Like, we're always trying to pastiche and tip our hat to a lot of our favourite influences.
To you, what is the ultimate film? If you had to pick one that you could just watch over and over.
It's really hard. I think for years I've always said it's Rushmore, the Wes Anderson film, because I know that this is a really typical thing for someone my age to say, I guess. But it was when I first saw that film, it made me look at film differently and take it more seriously, and notice how shots were lined up and how you could attach meaning to shots and to how things were put together. So that film was like a really big influence on me when I was growing up in terms of that, and also the humour of that film was very dry, and I think it kind of it spoke to the British person in me. It's an American film for British people, maybe. I don't know.
Well, I just want to do a little quick fire round with you.
Sure.
So you say whatever comes to mind first. All
Okay.
right. What's the wallpaper on your phone?
Oh, it's of my girlfriend in Disney World.
You apparently know a lot about Disney.
I do.
So, best Disney film?
Oh my God, that's hard. Is Pixar included?
Sure.
Okay, I'd say Up if it's Pixar included, if not Peter Pan.
Who would you love to still see in concert?
To still see, if I could,
Yes.
David Bowie.
The most boring or worst job that you had?
I worked for Domino's Pizza, dressed up as a pizza box on the side of a motorway, and it was trying to support my touring when I was younger in the band before this. And I had a big stuffed. It said it was a big stuffed crust pizza box, and I had a horn, and I had to honk it as the cars went by, saying, "Get yourself stuffed with the new stuffed crust."
The things you do for your passions,
I know, right?
Which curse word do you use the most?
Oh my God, I try my best not to, but I am bad. Probably fuck, I guess.
And for the last one, what's the weirdest thing a fan has given you?
It's not weird, but probably the best thing and the most kind of shocking thing someone gave us was we did a thing for a magazine in the UK where we had a bunch of fans come meet us and do an interview, and a fan bought us a book that there's a massive community online surrounding the band, and everyone had written a message in this book, and it was
Wow.
a huge book, like full of all sorts of different memories of how we all first met, how the band started, and it was like really humbling. Like, it was like, oh my God, like, because I think a lot of the time when you're doing this, it's very difficult to apply any significance to it other than that it's what you were born to do. And so when you have a moment like that and you're given something like that, it's a really special thing.
Well, to wrap everything up, is there anything you want to leave with the Creeper Cult, everyone who will be viewing?
Hello. Please don't make any more memes of me. I know you're not going to listen to what I'm saying.
I'm sure after that being said, there are going to be 10 pulled from this
I know, I've
interview.
just seen a new one just now that Ian showed me of from from a live session I was doing, and then I get cut off and flown around through space. Yeah.
I just want to say thank you so much for joining me, Will.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me.
It's my pleasure. And remember, to everybody viewing, you can visit us at amusicblogger.com for all exclusive interviews, features, videos, and so much more. See you next time.